don't read too much into that speech from Maharashtra. Okay, but what about then the comments made by Varun Gandhi, a general secretary in your party today? He said, to everyone's surprise, that Rahul Gandhi had been doing good work in Amethi. He's a rival of Rahul Gandhi, and yet he seems to have allowed brotherly, fraternal feelings to overcome political strategy and political opposition. How do you, as a senior member of your party, view the comment from Varun Gandhi praising Rahul Gandhi? Do you approve of it?
First of all, Mr. Varun Gandhi has clarified it immediately by giving 4 tweets and even a public statement that his one comment about a particular self-help group has been quoted out of context. Thereafter, myself, Ravi Shankar Prasad, as the media head of the party in the campaign, told the media that as far as BJP is concerned, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is equally responsible for the ills of India, from unemployment to corruption to loot of public money to price rise to everything. Mr. Narendra Modi is targeting Rahul Gandhi very clearly and categorically. There is no confusion, and Mr. Varun Gandhi has clarified it.
Just a moment, you say he's clarified it, but actually his clarification simply is to say he's not endorsing either Congress or Rahul Gandhi. He hasn't withdrawn the praise that he expressed for the development work that Rahul Gandhi has done. On the other hand, and this is very important, the lady who's standing from your party against Rahul Gandhi, Smriti Irani, has said that in fact Amethi is in shambles. Varun Gandhi is saying exactly the opposite. So there's a contradiction between Smriti Irani and your General Secretary, and that hasn't been clarified.
First of all, Smriti Irani, the party's vice president, is going to give a very good fight to Mr. Rahul Gandhi in Amethi. First of all of us will go to campaign for her. The entire party is behind her campaign. I again repeat, Mr. Varun Gandhi has never endorsed the non-development in Amethi.
But he hasn't withdrawn the praise for Rahul Gandhi. That's the important point. He's praising someone who is an opponent of Mr. Modi.
Just a minute, Mr. Karan Thapar, will you kindly allow me to speak? I can understand your concern for Varun Gandhi to fish out a divide which is not there. Mr. Varun Gandhi has clarified that. We stand with that clarification he has publicly given.
But what clarification? He hasn't withdrawn the praise. Forgive me, I keep interrupting you. He's only clarified that he's not endorsing, but the praise stands. It's not withdrawn. And by the way, that praise not only contradicts Smriti Irani's claim that Amethi is in shambles, but I don't recall Varun Gandhi praising Narendra Modi in any recent past. So that also stands out as a bit odd.
First of all, let me clarify, you are reading too much into it about Varun Gandhi's clarification. The party accepts that, and the party's formal articulation I conveyed today. The party holds Mr. Rahul Gandhi equally responsible as the very powerful leader of Congress party for the ills of India, which he did not stop. He could not even stop Ashok Chauhan being given the ticket.
Yes, but Varun Gandhi was silent on all of that. Mr. Varun Gandhi didn't talk about Rahul Gandhi being responsible for the ills of India. He was praising him for the good work in Amethi. Quite the opposite. Do you see the distinction and difference between what you're saying and what he said?
I'm sorry, I completely differ with you. Mr. Varun Gandhi has been campaigning in UP, have been lambasting the UPA government outright and center. I think that is a very unfair way. One part you said that he never eulogized Narendra Modi. You have seen he was present in the big rally in Calcutta when Narendra Modi addressed that being in charge of
And
Bengal.
what did he say? He questioned the size of the crowd. To your embarrassment, have you forgotten? When you people were claiming you had 3 and 4 lakhs, he questioned it and said it was closer to 50,000. You're arguing my case for me.
Mr. Karan Thapar, because AAP has got the beating on your survey, you don't need to beat the BJP by doling out Varun Gandhi explanation already. That is not fair. This is your maiden appearance. Kindly hold on to that maiden appearance.
All right, I'll come back to you in a moment. Don't go away. I want to come back to you.
And by...
I want to put the point you made to Nalini Singh, who's sitting here and laughing. Am I simply beating the BJP because earlier our survey beat up, and therefore in some perverse way am I trying to be balanced? Or has Varun Gandhi genuinely, as General Secretary, embarrassed the BJP?
I think, I don't know why, but you are beating the BJP a bit, Karan, as far as I can see, because we are talking about, assume that what Varun Gandhi said was absolutely correct. He is actually praising some women's self-help groups, that does not mean that the basic parameters of the entire district of the constituency are suddenly looking very rosy, and we are looking like the most developed.
But now let's look at this. Isn't it strange that the General Secretary of the BJP praises the good development work that Rahul Gandhi is doing, but Rahul Gandhi is perhaps one of the principal opponents of the BJP's prime ministerial candidate? B, when he clarifies, doesn't withdraw the praise. C, his praise stands in stark contrast to what Smriti Irani says when she says Amethi is in a shambles. Doesn't it suggest that Rahul Gandhi is being praised by his cousin at the cost of the cousin's party, which must be embarrassing for the BJP?
So how strange is it that Varun Gandhi goes to Priyanka Gandhi to have Rakhi tied? How strange is that?
But that's a fraternal, personal relationship. This is a political public comment. Surely the two aren't equatable.
No, what I would say is that the fact that there is some, there is some comment on a self-help group, to me does not mean that we should say that.
Let me bring in another voice on that, then I'll come back to you. Enram, you hear this debate going on between Ravi Shankar Prasad and me. In your eyes, as an independent observer, with the objective benefit of distance from Delhi, has Varun Gandhi's praise of Rahul Gandhi embarrassed the BJP, or is this just journalism trying to find a problem where perhaps none exists? Give me your answer.
Karan, what Mr. Prasad, my friend Mr. Prasad, I know him well, he's an important leader. What he's criticizing you for is what we journalists call false balance. I do not agree with him on this. I think you're just maintaining a professional distance and asking the right questions. And that's exactly just as you, when I try to keep a professional distance from the polls, you have every right to stand by your poll, but I have every right to say,
absolutely,
I'm skeptical about this. I maintain a skeptical professional distance from
Let me then go back. Let me go back to Ravi Shankar Prasad for the remaining few minutes that we have before we end this particular episode. I'm going to come on to the comments made by Uddhav Thackeray, a very close ally of yours, about Sharad Pawar. Did Sharad Pawar try to join the NDA? Uddhav Thackeray says he did. He says that in fact people like your colleagues Gopinath Munde were involved in ensuring that it didn't succeed. Speaking as a very senior member of the BJP, what is the truth? Did Sharad Pawar try and join the NDA? Give me a clear answer.
That means the first appearance of Karan Thapar is meant for serious cross-examination? Should I take it like that? First of all, if that is the case, call Varun Gandhi first to satisfy your curiosity.
Are you evading with that little jocular comment?
I'm coming to that, Mr. Thapar. Have a little patience. At least on this channel, you need to have a little more patience. What I'm telling you, that as far as Sharad Pawar is concerned, maybe some indications were there. I'm not aware. I should be very clear to you. But as far as BJP is concerned, Shiv Sena BJP alliance is more than 35 years old.
Oh, absolutely. But that's a different issue altogether. That's a different issue. Come back to what you said about Sharad Pawar. You said maybe as far as Mr. Pawar was concerned, there were some indications. That sounds very tentative, very tenuous, very uncertain. Uddhav Thackeray made it seem as if there was no doubt about it. In crystal clear terms, he was saying to Samna as well as to a rival channel that Mr. Sharad Pawar had attempted to join, and he also said quite clearly that your colleague Gopinath Munde was one of those who ensured Mr. Pawar couldn't join. Now, when you speak in these uncertain, tenuous terms, are you suggesting that Gopinath Munde hasn't shared any of this with you? Has he hidden it from the party leadership in Delhi?
First of all, what the party decides in terms of political strategy is not to be shared with Karan Thapar and will not be shared with Karan Thapar. Okay?
It sounds
be
as
very
if
clear about it. One thing.
The viewers may think you're protecting Mr. Pawar.
No. If you want to hear it very clearly, Mr. Karan Thapar, it will not be shared and it should not be shared. Because these are internal party affairs with our allies.
But
okay?
Uddhav Thackeray has spilled the beans.
Regardless of your propensity to grill me, I will not be grilled. I am a little competent lawyer. You are a very eminent editor.
Uddhav Thackeray has spilled the beans.
Uddhav Thackeray is our valued allies and a leader of Shiv Sena. You want to create a discord between Uddhav Thackeray and me, And the BJP, it will not succeed and it will not be allowed to succeed. I am very clear, Mr. Karan
Just a moment. Just a moment. I'm not creating discord. Your answer is creating the discord. All you needed to say was Uddhav Thackeray is absolutely right. And you would have been on the same page. It's when you use different language.
Right from Varun Gandhi, Uddhav Thackeray, you are trying to fish in troubled waters. And I don't want wish to be game with you.
There's a lot of fish in those troubled waters to catch. That's why I'm doing it. You're laughing and you're enjoying it.
Yes,
but my last question to you, my last question to you, do you fear that problems like Varun Gandhi's statements about his cousin, problems about what Mr. Advani says or doesn't say, which by the way was the main front page story in Mr. Ram's paper, The Hindu, or problems about Sharad Pawar and the way Uddhav Thackeray talks about him and the way you seem to dissent, that this could become a problem for your party in the last critical 6-7 weeks. There are a whole lot of little issues are coming together to suggest that internally the BJP lacks cohesion, and that rather than the press focusing on your successful ride to power, it might begin to focus instead on the internal problems that like maggots are eating into you. Does that worry you?
First of all, I respect your right to identify problem, highlighting. That's your right as a journalist, which I respect. But let me tell you, with my own hindsight of a political activist for the last some years, watching nearly all the elections from 1977, Karan Thapar, right from my student days, the kind of yearning for change and a wave I see in country, the people are going to give a kind of verdict that will astonish you, and surely we'll exchange notes on May 16th, which is not very far away.
All right.
Where you will see that the people of India have been more mature than the kind of increasing intention of Karan Thapar to create troubles.
It's not my intention to create troubles. You've created the troubles. I'm simply identifying them. My thanks to you for joining me. My thanks also to N. Ram and Nalini Singh for joining me. And my apologies that, in fact, the connection that we hoped to establish by OB with Yogendra Yadav simply couldn't be established. Bad weather, I'm afraid, came between us, and that often happens. And if you have been, thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, goodbye. Good night.